Hello there, welcome to my AED930 presentation, which is going to be centered on adding a faculty member. So let's get to my presentation. A little background as would be presenting this to our executive leadership team at my institution, as well as our Board of Trustees or Board of Education. But a little background on our program and the reasoning justification for the proposal that I've written giving this presentation on. Our current program size currently serves around 100 students in our two-year community college program. We are staffed with just 2 full-time faculty members delivering all the coursework and conducting all the other assignments that go along with running the program. As a matter of historical reference, our program has averaged about a 10% enrollment growth year over year for almost the last 18 years. So we are one of the fastest growing programs in the career and technical education division at the college. And so therefore, that creates a good problem whenever you have to run into the obstacle of time is getting short for the faculty to present all the coursework. A little on establishing need for my proposal. Again, currently the two faculty that teach are teaching and delivering about 30 credit hours plus load per semester, plus their 10 required office hours per week. The standard load, and I've got a slide to back this up here in a little bit, the standard load at our institution is 15 credit hours plus 10 office hours per week. So again, as we kind of consider things that are critical, is the current teaching load of the faculty really makes it difficult to keep up with all the program needs, plus deliver all the content, plus meet with all the students in an individual manner as necessary to run a program effectively. We also serve as co-advisors for our Ag Club and Collegiate Farm Bureau chapter and any of the other extracurricular activities and community service programs that we do in order to, again, run an effective agricultural education program. Furthermore, we also manage our program budget, responsible for recruiting and marketing our program, investigating further program growth opportunities in order to expand what we have to offer for our students in our district and community, maintain quality teaching and learning experiences for our students, and then increasing assessment and data tracking that has been added in the last few years that adds to the amount of responsibility that you have as a faculty member in order to ensure that your students are meeting their benchmarks. So as we consider all the main points of need here for the position that I'm proposing, those are some of the key justification points. Let's look at just a little bit of historical trend data. This goes back just over the last 7 or so fiscal years, and you see kind of that enrollment trend line that I've mentioned. And obviously a little check back here with the last couple years due to COVID especially. But as we reached our peak up here in FY 2017 and 2018, we were to the point where we had basically no time to do anything but teach, which again, teaching is the main fun part of the job, of course, but there are many other things that go along with running a two-year community college agriculture program. And as your load gets that heavy, it's difficult to maintain the kind of quality and get to all the other things that are really important when running a quality program. Again, I mentioned the importance of faculty load, and again, this goes back over the last 6 or so load years, and I've drawn kind of a benchmark line here. This is what the average faculty teaches, which is about 15 credit hours per semester. That's plus 10 office hours. And then here is the two of us in our agriculture program reaching sometimes up over 40 credit hours a semester when you total in some of the other responsibilities in terms of internship supervision and things of that nature. So we are more than double the average load of most of our faculty. and plus keeping up with all the other reporting requirements and things that I mentioned in a prior slide. And so you can see it would be relatively easy from an economic standpoint to justify reducing some of this overload that the two faculty carry and sharing that with a third member of the staff in order to help, number one, just simply spread the work requirement across three of us instead of two. Because clearly it looks like we have enough teaching assignment to share that evenly. A little bit on program impact. If we were to seriously consider you as the board and the leadership team approving our proposal, here's some of the key things that I want you to take home as impact to our program. Number one is quality of instruction. That's the name of the game in higher education. And so a little bit lighter teaching load for the two faculty that are currently in the program improves the quality of instruction and adds time for more individualized work with students. Much of the agriculture coursework content has to be simply developed on our own. We don't have as many packaged programs or packaged curriculum that we can provide. Plus, oftentimes it's important for us to create some of our own teaching materials in order to stay current with what's going on in the industry. So we would argue our quality of instruction, improvement would be our number one impact on our program, and something that we hope you would seriously consider. Number two, of course, you're going to ask these following two questions: is how are we going to grow, and what economic impact is it going to make? And of course, as you add a third faculty member, then program and employment needs evolve, and so should our program options. So adding a third faculty member with a little bit more diverse skill set, maybe a little bit different than the two of us currently have, would potentially open up the door for a new program, perhaps a precision agriculture program, or perhaps a vet tech type program to take us stretching out and exposing ourselves to maybe a different population of student at our institution. So we'd have the opportunity to grow our enrollment impact. And then finally, economic impact. Reduction in current teaching load plus increasing enrollment is probably economically neutral in the short term because you're essentially just shifting some of the overload pay that you're currently providing to the two instructors on staff and shifting it to a third faculty member. But it improves your revenue stream in the long term because not only are you growing programs, you're also improving the amount of state reimbursement that you're perhaps going to get by adding credit hours. So those are the three main program impact features that I wanted to target with you. So how does this look going towards the future? Number one is, as I mentioned, program growth. We would like to continue that continue that enrollment trend. As you can see, it's been an upward trend for quite some time. We feel like that can continue. Agriculture boasts one of the most exciting and diverse and needy, most job openings that there are out there. In fact, Purdue University generally publishes a study every year that talks about a 30,000 graduate shortage in agriculture programs from the four-year level. And so that need trickles down to the community college level as well. Added programming, I mentioned precision agriculture, I mentioned perhaps even vet tech, that we can continue to stretch and grow our program as we reach into the future to try and serve more students in our district. I mentioned a little bit and alluded to enhanced student learning and experiential learning opportunities. When time gets short, faculty tend to rely on what they know and can do quickly and efficiently, and sometimes this doesn't create new opportunities for different laboratory experiments, different learning opportunities for students to get their hands on. So we would certainly want to consider what new experiential learning opportunities we could add because we had more time to do them. And then as you add things, more internship opportunities and possibilities are going to come up as you create more partnerships with potentially new companies. So more spots for our students to find themselves internship and potentially long-term employment in the industry. So those are the 4 key visions that I would share with you for the future. So as we wrap this up, again, thanks to the Board of Education and Administration for your consideration of my proposal. I would invite you to tour our facility. We have the space available to add a 3rd instructional staff member. The classroom space is there, and I would invite you to come and tour and visit with our students and look at the opportunities that we have, because clearly, in our estimation, we would suggest that simply adding that 3rd instructional staff member would make a huge impact on the opportunity to grow our program. So now let's go grow. And we're looking forward to the opportunity. And if you have any questions, I'll look forward to answering them. Thank you for viewing my presentation.